Hi there, people. How's it going? This is Cross the Rubicon channel speaking to you from Queensland in Australia. Well, this is just like a bit of a chat, a bit of a video blog, if you like. I've been here for 5 weeks now. Not sure what I'm going to do, return back to New Zealand or stay. I'm not really sure. Anyway, the world is, it's honestly, I don't know whether to laugh or cry sometimes about the way the world's going, whether it's the UK, the United States, New Zealand, Australia. Everywhere seems to be affected by insanity. Insanity is everywhere. It seems like all our leaders, our so-called elected leaders, are in lockstep with each other, and they are most certainly being told what to say, what to do by somebody or some group maybe. And it seems obvious to me that it comes from the United Nations, the WEF, World Health Organization, multi-billionaire psychopaths. I say that so lightly, multi-billionaire psychopaths, but they are these people, these multi-billionaires with hundreds of millions in the bank. They rule the world. See, the Western world isn't a democracy anymore. We only have the illusion of a democracy or democracies. And yeah, our leaders, I believe, I might be wrong, I'm sure some will tell me in my comments, but I believe they know if they're going to win or lose before they go into an election. They've already been told. That hints at a thought of, well, they're being fixed. And yeah, I will say elections are being fixed all over the world to make people who are friendly to Davos and the United Nations get into power. And it's just escalating. And it feels to me like people of my persuasion and most of your persuasion watching this video we haven't got hope in hell's chance of getting into anywhere near power, because everything's sewn up, everything's sewn up. And the people who are doing this, who have given us this here, and they've basically, if want of a better word, brainwashed or duped the world into believing something that wasn't actually there. It wasn't there. And now there's most certainly more injuries for taking the what there was from anyone catching any. I've got to watch what I say because this is on YouTube. I'm not sure that anyone really passed on to nothingness via catching this, you know what. But I think plenty, thousands, hundreds of thousands a day even, are passing on to the other world because of that. And these same people are orchestrating and keeping in power people they've chosen to keep in power. And it's very difficult to break in because everything seems to be very cleverly sewed up. They've marched through the institutions basically, and they've been saying it for many years, for hundreds of years. And they've sewn everybody up, from Jacinda Ardern, Justin Trudeau, Emmanuel Macron, Boris Johnson, Cameron, Tony Blair, going back decades and decades. John Key, Helen Clark, Jacinda Ardern, Joe Biden, the Clintons, Barack Obama. The only spanner in the works, and I've got to say it, the only spanner in the works of recent years was The big man himself in the United States, Mr. T, but he only lasted one term, didn't he? They made sure he wasn't going to get a second term, and I believe they fixed that as well. That's just my thoughts on it. And it's a funny thing because you're not allowed to, but these people control the media. They control social media. That's why I'm talking the way I'm talking right now. They control how we speak in public. They control how we speak in our workplace because of the media, and they control the media. The media have basically, how can I say, they've shaped our opinions everywhere, in every nation, especially Western nations. And when you talk out of turn, say for instance, supporting Mr. T in the United States, or, I think he's a good president, or, Nigel Farage, I believe Nigel Farage would be a great Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, or supporting Brexit. People look at you sideways. People think, my God, are you for real? And they do. People, that's the way we've been shaped. We've been shaped to believe that supporting Mr. T in the United States, that means you're a racist, or far right, or a white supremacist, or a neo-Nazi. That's the way people have been shaped to think. It's insane. I mean, most of you know the story of was it 4 years ago? Yeah, 4 years ago, when my house, the police came to my house because I started YouTubing and things I said in support of Mr. T becoming the president of the United States. Listen, I'm a British citizen. I'm also a New Zealand citizen. I can't vote for Mr. T in the United States. And they came to my home, and they came with firearms, police. That first time was on a Sunday, and it was like 7 or 8 of them with AR-15s into my home. And my wife was there, my youngest daughter was there. They separated us. Would you believe that? And they sat me at my kitchen table, the police. And the first question they asked me was, are you a T supporter? I mean, honestly, the police came into my home with AR-15s and asked me if I supported President T. Honestly. And they, obviously I said, yeah, well, so what? I can't vote for him. But I do support everything he stands for. Yeah, I absolutely agree with him. And I still do. He got the COVID thing wrong in the beginning, but he was lied to, just like everybody else. But anyway, oh God, I've got to mention it, haven't I? I hope I don't get banned, but anyway. I'll just take my chances. And then he said, we want you to stop making your videos. And I said, well, have you watched my videos? I said to this sergeant, I think he was a sergeant. He says, no. I said, you've come to tell me to stop making my videos, and you've not watched my videos. No, he says. I said to the other policeman, I said, have you watched my videos? No. Have you watched my videos? These men have got guns, AR-15s. Have you watched my videos? No. So you've all come to my home with AR-15s into my home. You're scaring my wife. Separated now, all because of this. And my youngest daughter. To tell me off about supporting Mr. T and to tell me to stop making my videos that you've never even watched. Honestly, that's true. 5 days later, they came again, and they came and told me, well, they came to ask me, even more of them this time. 5 days later, that was on a Friday. First they came on a Sunday, next they came on a Friday. And they came, and the first question they asked me was, "Oh, we come to see where your head is." What my thinking was. Again, that time, the second time, they closed off my whole street. Would you believe that? They closed off my whole street to come into my home with weapons, AR-15s, and they were standing in the gardens like this, with their weapons. Police. Stopping people coming into the street, stopping people going out the street. To come into my home and ask me what my thinking pattern was. They were only there for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. No big deal. And they left. It's all past the intimidation to let people know. I was living in Rolleston, just outside Christchurch then. Just letting people know we've got real bad in here that lives amongst you. But that was New Zealand. That is New Zealand. And it's still like that, even though Jacinda's gone. And that was before I made my video, the fateful video of Rawiri Waititi, the most disgusting racist pig in New Zealand. He's a real racist, and he's got tattoos all over his face. And I don't even want to call him a Maori. And the only qualification he's got, basically, he's in Parliament. He's an MP, and the only qualification he's got, literally, is just to call everybody racist. You call him out on your question, "Oh, you're just a racist. You're just a racist." And that's all he says, basically. And if you're really upset him, he breaks out into the haka in Parliament, and that's it. And people are terrified. And now New Zealanders are actually, they're being conditioned into believing now that if you do question these Maori elites, and you're racist. Even the Kiwis say that now. "Oh, you must be racist because you've called him, who's an obvious racist, a racist." So in New Zealand, basically, someone who wants equality for all, like me, I don't want any special privilege for anything. I don't believe anybody should have special privilege for the colour of their skin. And that's racist in New Zealand. That's racism. And yet people like Rawiri Waititi and Debbie Packer and others, and lots of radical Maori in the street on my level, them people who want special privilege, and they want everything. Well, they want everything because they've got a little bit of Maori blood in them. That's not racist. And because I say, no, you should be the same as everybody else, that's racist. Honestly. New Zealand is completely inverted. But this is being driven by the media, being driven all the way from the United Nations and the World Health Organization, more the WEF, just to cause division. And it's everywhere. It's all around the world. But this, yeah, it's bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers what's going on. And we've got this thing going on in Australia, but Australia is not my forte, so I'm not going to mention Australia. It's got its own issues. Britain, obviously, I know all about Britain's issues. I know a lot about America's issues, but New Zealand issues, I honestly believe New Zealand is going to be the first to fall, because it's got the population of a small Chinese city, and it's just going to be a test ground, basically, and they're going to do what they're going to do. New Zealand right now is, well, the government, the Labour government, along with radical extremist Maori, including this bloke that I was just talking about, Rawiri Waititi, working in cahoots with Labour government, Labour Prime Minister Chris Hipkins, who's got no mandate because he wasn't voted in. He's just filled the vacuum after Jacinda buggered off abroad because she can never live in New Zealand again. New Zealand is under, well, it's under attack. I believe it is. It's under almost complete Maorification, and no one can stop it because the media are paid to be fully on board. Every single media journalist in New Zealand is paid to be fully on board. And if you say anything against it, you lose your job, basically. And even if you work for a government department, you can't say nothing against it, otherwise you face censure, possibly losing your job. And even private companies, you can't say anything against it either. You can't say anything against it anywhere in New Zealand, or you'll be looking at trouble. So, in New Zealand, they've changed the name of Auckland to Tamaki Makaurau. Auckland's not Auckland anymore, it's Tamaki Makaurau. And Christchurch is Otatahi. And right now, the Christchurch City Council want to change all the street names to Maori names. And it's all to do with the Waitangi Treaty Partnership. And, it's a lie. The Waitangi Treaty was not a partnership. But it falls on deaf ears. And if you say that, just saying the truth, which is the truth, the Waitangi Treaty, or the Tiriti or Waitangi, wasn't a partnership, that's racist. That's racist, and, well, you're likely to lose your job if you basically tell the truth. So you have to live a lie in New Zealand in order to keep your job, basically. And that's the insanity. But that's just a New Zealand specific kind of issue that's happening. But all kinds of things are happening everywhere, in every nation. And it's all coming down from the United Nations and the WEF, Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, George Soros, to sow division in nations. And it's been done very, very successfully. And I'm not sure how we can stop it. I'm really not sure. I was going to talk about the new parties starting up in New Zealand. But it's just futile. I think it's a fait accompli. And it's already been decided what's going to happen. And no matter who gets in, they will be compromised. They all will be compromised. New Zealand is basically just not ready for someone who will stand up to these bullies and liars. New Zealand's not ready, because all they want to do, unfortunately, like it or lump it, but this is my view, I think New Zealanders only want to vote for people who are nice and kind, and they talk nicely, and they don't want to rock the boat. New Zealanders feel much more comfortable voting for them type of people, and that's why it's just a gift. Them kind of people who get voted in are just a gift for these bullies, these radical extremist bullies in Parliament, who are basically robbing New Zealand blind, robbing it of billions upon billions and billions. And these people claim to be indigenous, and everyone knows they're not, but you're not allowed to say it, or face severe censure. And that's wrong, people. It's so wrong. Honestly, you've got to really look who you're supporting. Even people that are just coming onto the scene. Look at the way they dress. Look at the things they say. Are they strong enough to take on these bullies in Parliament? You've got to ask yourself that. Are they strong enough? Me, I say no, they're not. There is one person I would say would be strong enough, and he's doing a tour right now of the South Island, the Stop Co-Governance tour, but he's not running. But if he was running, he would get my vote, but he's not running, so there you go. So this year in the elections, for me, you've got a very, very, very limited choice of who you can vote for. And I'm sorry to say that, but I can't think of anyone. One or two make the right noises. We know who they are, but they always make the right noises, don't they? And when they get in power, they kick sand in your face. Because they've been doing it for years. But it's everywhere. It's everywhere. And treason. I believe treason is being committed by these people who are working in cahoots with outside agencies like the WEF and George Soros, Klaus Schwab and whatever. They're committing treason against their nations by doing the bidding of outside entities. It is treason, and hopefully one day they face justice. But will they? I suppose. And I'll say it. Maybe next year, when Mr. T runs again, hopefully. I don't know. If he doesn't get in, or he gets JFK'd, perish the thought. Or he doesn't get in, and something very dodgy goes on again with the voting. I think the whole world is screwed. I really do believe that. The whole world is screwed. I know that's putting a lot of faith in one bloke, I know that. But a lot rests on that election in the United States, a lot of it. But these people who are screwing the world right now, and to name names, yes, George Soros, Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, Larry Fink, so many more people, multi-billionaire psychopaths who literally tell our elected leaders exactly what they're going to do. It's got to stop. It's got to stop. And ain't no one running for Parliament right now is going to win, because these people know exactly who are going to win elections. That's the problem. Okay. Call me a conspiracy theorist, call me what you like. Probably a racist. Okay. That's my take on it anyway. This is Cross the Rubicon. Please like, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, and share this video everywhere. Okay, see you later.